Oh, for heaven's sake. Playing with language, that I can understand.
Yeah.
Jim's mailbox was full. Jim's game plan. Some are a little stretched out, but
Overall, you like it.
yeah. For Jim, all about Jim's horse-drawn carriage. That's a little far-fetched.
Wait until you meet Bill.
Jim's kitchen counter. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Jim mailed a letter. Okay. Look at his pants. Ah. Jim's street address. 407. Okay. Jim's point of view. It's getting more as you go further along.
Eclectic.
Press the delete button by mistake. Gets a little more far out.
Yes.
Jim's
See that house right there? Stop at that house right there. See it on the page?
Yeah.
That's the house we grew up in.
Uh-huh.
I lived in. He lived on the right-hand side with his older brother Peter. I lived on the left-hand side with my sisters up above. We were inside. This was our skylight.
Yeah, I see somebody climbing out of the window up there.
That was our skylight from our bathroom.
Uh-huh.
I lived right here. My sister was on the other side, and my other sister was here, and the two boys were here. My parents lived down here.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's all part of his life.
Yep.
Pushing the envelope. Yeah, sure. He realized his fly was down. Oh, my.
had to pep him up and give him something when your fly is down.
I don't know. My ideas never seem to get off the ground. I had no idea. Jim's rear view mirror. Okay. Wearing his seatbelt. Ran out of paper towels. Okay, he hid in there for a reason.
He had to run out.
Jim won the spelling bee. This bee always spells. Okay. Found a new way to look at Life magazine. Yeah.
Life magazine? There was a magazine called Look magazine. Did you ever remember that?
I don't remember Look. I do remember Life.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Put his suitcase in the trunk. Well, you'd have to assume that it's the trunk of an elephant. But if you didn't know an elephant had trunk, it wouldn't matter.
Right.
Jim's bank account. Oh, there's the sun. Oh, and neon lights. Jim had a few bright ideas. Day-glow paint. Jim took the bull by the horns. Oh, here, come on by here, right?
Yes.
Are you filming this?
Yes. Read that caption, or is there a caption there?
Jim's phone service included call waiting.
Call waiting as he sits there waiting.
See, and I pay extra for this. And Jim was working around the clock.
Around the clock.
Right. Jim checked his bags at the airport. That's far-fetched. Was combing his hair. Yeah, there's always one.
There's always one hair.
Yeah, there's a saying in Spanish that translates as saying, well, something is better than nothing, said the bald man when a hair grew.
Yes.
Jim's house cost him an arm and a leg.
Arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Doing the beamer out here. Coquina Beach, Bradenton.
You know what coquina
Florida.
is?
What is coquina?
It's a shell.
It is, that's right. Like the cockle shell, correct?
Oh, I think it's a little different.
Than the cockle shell?
Yeah.
All right.
Jim was all geared up. Okay,
Jim was all geared up,
ready to go.
ready to.
Jim's drinks were on the house. Couldn't get them.
He couldn't get them. They were on the house.
Jim was falling asleep. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Jim's headband, that's a good one. You might like that, right?
Being the guy in the rock and roll band that I am in,
Yes.
that's a good point. You don't have to have a point to be a point.
Jim flew off the handle.
Jim flew off the handle.
Jim was getting back to nature. Ah,
Jim was getting back to nature. Wow.
driving the golf cart. Okay. Driving used in the way that golf uses it.
Right, exactly.
Jim got held up at the office.
Now, Terry, say hello to William Rogers Backdrop.
William Rogers Backdrop
He's the gentleman that did
that
this.
did this.
That's-
Jim grew up in a small town.
Well, Billy Rogers,
Jim's headlights.
he started William Rogers Backdrop, and so I call him William Rogers Backdrop. We call him Buppy. We call him the one with the tow head. Remember what a tow head is?
Yeah, blonde.
Blonde. Well, because we thought he had an oblong head, we called his head, it was a tow head, and so we had to turn him sideways to
Tow him.
to tow him through the door to get him into his bedroom.
Like Jim's house coat, right?
Jim's house coat, yes. Isn't that something? And this is a lot like our house growing up too, but a different
Yeah,
version.
I see. Yeah. Put his
A
house on the
more-
market.
He put his house on the market.
Right, that's the house. This is the market.
Yes.
And hung up the phone. Okay, like you're
You could-
closed.
And you're gonna hang up the phone,
Right.
or with a cell phone,
It's different.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Something happened and the phone got disconnected as we go through modern changes in age.
Jim was trying to make himself clear. Yeah, some of these wouldn't come out that well to
Mm.
younger.
To the younger generation.
Right. Jim was trying to make himself clear. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, we're just going to say this is a wrap. We're having a morning at the beach, enjoying each other's company. Terry is a regular customer at my daughter-in-law Michelle Rogers restaurant called the Dry Dock. That's where Timmy the tiger goes occasionally for something to eat, and they are always together playing competitive beach volleyball. So, good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go, even though it's in the morning time. Does it really matter? Because somewhere it's 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have a Jimmy Buffett cocktail. That's right. Yes, indeed. They love him in here.